So for today's video, I thought I would do a little bit of a review and a comparison. So as you can see here, I have my model foiled in the back almost all the way. We have been using Framar foils on her. And today we are going to be comparing basic food foils to food and foils. It's kind of like your name. So we are comparing basic food service foils to the Framar foils that are meant for hairdressers. So I am going to be putting both of these to the test, and we are going to see which one is better and see which one we like the most. So let's get going. Okay, so we are starting our little comparison off with Framar foils. You guys know that I am obsessed with Framar foils. They actually sponsor my education classes, and I love them so much. I have been using them for a good 2 or 3 years now, and you just can't go wrong with them because they are so heavyweight in a good way. They give you a really good base for your product. They keep everything nice and tight inside, and they're just really easy to work with. So kind of going into this, I am a little biased because I have been using Framar for so long, and I do have a good relationship with them. So I just wanted to throw that out there, but there is a good reason that I use them and that I choose to work with them because they are amazing. So I am just going up doing baby lights on her, and these Framar foils are just the silver pop-up foils that come in a box. They do have a bunch of other different kinds. They have ones on a roll, they have long embossed sheets, but these ones are the best ones for baby lighting. Okay, so the benefits to Framar foils is they are thicker than the average foil, so I feel like the product stays on the foil really well. Once you fold the foil up, it stays in place and doesn't slip down. So I feel like that is the main reason that a lot of hairdressers do love Framar. On the flip side, since they are so thick, sometimes it can be hard to pack as many foils. So if you are doing a full heavy low light or baby light or anything like that, it is going to be a little bit harder to fit the foils in. Not crazy hard. As you can see here, we're still doing a pretty tightly packed foil, but I have heard some hairdressers say that the thinner foils are easier to work more foils in. So if there is a con, that would probably be it. Okay, you guys, so as you can see here, the back is completely foiled. We used Framar foils right here. As you can see down here, she has a little bit of gold through her ends. We are going to be using Costco food service foils to knock through these. They are a little bit longer, so I thought these would be good for hair painting, so I'll let you know how we feel about it. Okay, so as I was filming this, one of my stylists was like, hey, I have these other ones in the back. So we're actually going to be using 3 different foils. These are food service foils as well, but they are from Costco and they are a lot longer, as you can see here. And I do like that they have texture on one of the sides. I like foils like that because I feel like it really helps your product stay in place, and you can fold them over like this. So we are going to be using these for hair painting. So this is a technique that I like to do on some of my clients that want a full highlight and they don't want any subsections left out. Obviously, I don't really like doing all over lightener applications. I just feel like it's really damaging and I feel like it causes a lot of banding and gold. So what I like to do is I do a full highlight like we have done, and then I tease a little bit like you saw there, and then I'm going to lay the hair onto a foil, and then I'm going to paint onto that foil. And if they want a really heavy contrasted blonde, I'm going to leave some subsections out so they have that contrast, but if they want it all solid, then I will do every single section in a foil. So I am just combing that, you guys, I am tired, I'm sorry. I am painting that lightener on, and then I am folding the foil over like this. And as you can see, the reason that I love these foils is that you can just fold it over and then it seals it off without having to fold the foil too many times. So I would say that's definitely a benefit to these foils. Working with these foils, I have realized that they are great for what I am doing, but like I had mentioned before, these would not be ideal for highlighting. Even if you did fold and rip them in half, I feel like they would still be a little bit too big and bulky for traditional highlights. I feel like they just don't move as easily in the hair, and it would be a little bit more of a pain. But for things like this, they are really, really great. So maybe it's best just to have like an arsenal of foils in your cupboard at the salon, so you can have things for hair painting like this, or highlighting, or baby lighting, or face framing. There's a different foil for every need. So I would definitely say that these foils are good for this, but not much else. Okay, now that we have done the Costco foils on this side, we're going to do the same thing with the hair painting, but we're going to try the Framar foils and then the other food service foils to see what we like better for this. Alright, so now I am using those same Framar pop-up foils right here, and I do like these Framar foils because they are sturdier, like I said. So for hair painting, it's really nice because you don't feel like you have to layer foils, and you can just hold your hand behind it and it gives it a nice steady base. But I do feel like the pop-up foils are too short and too small for this, especially if your client does have longer hair. Luckily, this client does have shorter hair, so it was okay, but I would say that if you're going to use Framar for this technique, I would do the long embossed sheets or I think it's called like Fold It Freak or something. They have like a little machine that cuts the rolls of foils, and you could use the rolls for this. So I still think that Framar is like really good for this type of thing, just not the pop-up foils. I would use their other foils that are longer. Okay, now I am using the other food service foils. These ones I got on Amazon, and I will link all of the foils that I'm using in the description box below. I do like these ones a lot. They are a little bit different than the Costco ones just because they are smaller and a little bit thinner. So I don't actually love them for hair painting like this. I did feel like they were a little too flimsy. I had to hold on to them a little bit more. So I don't love them for this technique, but we are going to be trying them for highlights around the face. Okay, so taking those same food service foils, we are now using them for traditional highlights. I do have to say I like these a lot for highlights like this. I didn't like them so much for the hair painting as I had said, but for highlights around the face and just normal baby lights and highlights, I actually feel like they stay pretty well. Since they are thin, it is a little bit harder to get a good grip on them, but once you have them in the hair, they do stay in pretty well. And after I fold them, I feel like they do hold their place and they don't slip. So I really did like these. As you can see, there's like a triangular textured pattern on them. So I did feel like that held my product into place, and I like foils that have texture so you have a good grip on them. So I will say that I do like these, but I probably do like my Framar foils a little bit better just because they are thicker, and it could just be that I'm used to it, but I do feel like those do have my heart. So these are also good foils too, but the only downside to them is that you do have to rip them. So the best thing about Framar is their pop-up. You just pull them out of the box, super easy, but with the food service foils, you do have to fold and rip them, which takes a little more time. All right, you guys, I think that we had 3 really good options for foils in this video. As you know, as I mentioned before, Framar will always have my heart, and they are definitely my #1 go-to foiling brand. I think that they are made for hairdressers for a reason because they are so incredible. And if you come to any of my education classes, you will get Framar in your goodie bag. So thank you, Framar. We love you guys. I do think that we have some good options, like I said, and I do like all 3 of these foils for different reasons. If you guys would like to see more product comparison videos like this one, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Have a good day.